Welcome to NUFC Talk TV. We got a Monday night NUFC, baby. That's a new name now. Monday night NUFC, huh? To talk about the Toon, all things Newcastle United. We got a lot of news to talk about, really. Almiron left. He's gone. Some teary eyes in the panel. Some are maybe happy. No, happy. It's just
definitely one of those as opposed to a Murphy.
It's certainly it came to an end, man. It's some things that won't last forever, man.
That's it.
It's like win
All
sex
good
life.
things must come to an end.
It's
He's
like
been a great servant to the club, but I think unfortunately the actual quality of the game has just surpassed him now, and he's not on his own. There's a couple of others that need to follow.
It's just like win sex life, man. It just comes to an end. You just gotta let it go, man. Let it go.
Let it
go. That's right, baby. That's right. It's got a new atmosphere right there in the background, man. I love it. I love it. By the way, against Fulham, our first home game, we're gonna be doing our kind of vlog outside St. James's Park, around the Strawberry Corner, where you can come on, have your say with Amrit, and it'll be great. So if you're coming out of the stadium, Jamie, I expect you to be there for at least 5 minutes. Just have your say, and then go home with the Baron.
50 quid.
Come on, man.
Hey, it was only 35 for Mickey Quinn.
Mickey Quinn went a lot more. Trust me, man. Mickey Quinn, man, they had to put my house on sale for that. But welcome to the channel, folks. Hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Become a member if you can. Help support the channel. Super chat as well if you want to. All of that helps the channel grow. So just quickly, by the way, you can vote for your player scores on the website. Please do that if you're free of time. I'd love to see what people are voting. However, man of the match for the Southampton game, 997 votes, just a little bit short of 1,000 people voted, and they have said that the final verdict is Tonali, man of the match. Alexander Isak, obviously, 23%. Tonali, 73%, though, Tonali. That is a sweep right there, man. That is a sweep. In political terms, it is certainly a sweep.
A landslide.
A landslide. And look,
hey, man, I love that goal. Something about that move.
Was lovely from start to finish.
Stunning. Absolutely stunning.
I must have watched that 1,000 times the last 2 days.
Yeah.
And Lewis Hall is the one that had that vision, had the quality, the technique to pass the ball just in time, precisely. And he gets 1% of the. Come on, man.
But yeah, that's a free assist, isn't it?
That's
what free assist gets is 1%.
1%, and Murphy gets 3. How did Murphy get more than Hall, man? Come on, stop playing. He did have a good assist, though.
An assist,
That pass to Isak was so technical, because when he took the ball literally over the leg of the player, it was his body shape. He literally had to open his foot up, and he drilled that ball through to Isak. And I must admit, the touch from Isak was absolutely sublime. But technically, from Murphy, I couldn't fault it.
Hit the post as well. That would
absolutely, with his left.
Oh, that is true, with his left. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's pretty true. So, I mean, Murphy is going through something. We don't know what he's going through
yet. It's 8 assists now for Murphy, isn't it?
Yeah, which is it's got to be up there with Premier League.
Is he on anyone's?
I read something today. If we'd have signed a player in the summer and they'd have had exactly Murphy's season, and they were like a Spanish international or something, everybody would be saying that's the right wing sorted.
Yeah.
Well, you do get a point there.
But we all know he's streaky, and it will come to an end, maybe. So
well, let's hope it doesn't.
Well, that's what people are saying, and it's. I think if he's, you can argue that he should stay at the club to be a backup once you get a proper right wing.
Oh, yeah.
So he's kind of probably earned his way back, because a lot of people did have Murphy as one of the players that needed to go, but maybe it's a backup. Why not to be there? Almiron, one of the ones that people went out. He's gone. Longstaff might be another name. He's still in the club.
Another doppelganger suggesting in the chat here. Jamie's striking resemblance to our man Eddie
It's not the first time we've heard that on this channel, though.
No, he's not the first.
Not the first one. Mason says, Chris, I do apologize for pulling out of the quiz late notice. No worries, mate. No worries at all. We'll definitely try to get you on Friday then. This is 23-24 season quiz night. Pretty simple, pretty easy. There's a few hard questions. I'm going to try to actually, put like this question is worth £5 if it's really difficult. Not £5, sorry. Damn. Don't get excited.
No.
Don't get excited. Don't get excited. 5 points. 5 points. We need to do something. And, I'm telling the Mighty Win, we need to work something out where, it's worth something. You know what I'm saying? It's having fun, but at least
it's worth
something. Well, it turns out you haven't won a damn quiz yet, a proper one. So you got.
Yeah.
Just in case anybody out there is confused, 23-24 is last season.
Exactly. Yeah, nobody should be confused, man. Although I confused myself.
Possibly get confused.
Although I confused myself making a thumbnail for it earlier on. I was like, wait. But Champions League season, the year we came back to Champions League. All right. Well, Jamie, what do you think about the game, man?
Yeah, a little bit worried at first. When we all had that thought, didn't we? Worst team in the Premier League seen in a long time. Wouldn't it be just like Newcastle to cock it up? But after last weekend, when Bournemouth ruined our little meet up, didn't it? By souring the mood. I think the fear was, is it going to go into a bad run? The bad runs we've seen. And it was important that we got that result. And I went into that thinking I don't care how it happens as long as we beat them. As long as we get the win that gets us back on track. But I think we saw a lot of slick play. I think I love the Tonali goal, as I said, and the touches for the goal. There was a lot of chances where, especially before we scored, where I thought they should have put that away. And I thought, let's not get into this habit again. But any away win, you can't complain. And I was quite happy with the outcome at the end. And the opportunity to just watch that Tonali goal over and over again. And in between looking and laughing at Tottenham over the weekend. So yeah, I'll take that. Big week next week. Man, that's one of the biggest weeks in recent history. The 2 cup ties, and well, I'll maybe come on to the league a little bit later on, but must-win game against Fulham, I'd say.
Yeah. Amrit, also, I want to get your take on the game, man, because we didn't get you. Beer Biking in the chat says, funny how Amrit's camera is working tonight, because, he was accused of cheating on Friday, but he wasn't cheating. Now he's got a proper laptop now, man. He's got a proper laptop, man.
Yeah, I'm sorted. Yeah, the match was good. There's a few things that we could have been better at, but especially at the start. But I think overall, as Jamie alluded to, we started getting worried at the start when that goal went in because it was fairly loose in defence. What I did like about, and we were just talking about him before, is Jacob Murphy. I'm really enjoying the way he's playing and his link up with Isaac. They're obviously good friends off the pitch, and it's almost telepathic some of the stuff that they do together at the minute. If he can keep that form up, he's got his place on the right wing for me. If he can continue a rich vein of form, why not utilize him? Why not? Because we're doing really well with him. But yeah, overall, really good. A win's a win. Tonali's goal was amazing, and celebrating it with the fans, that was a nice touch as well. So
yeah. I like that celebration, certainly. I think, Jamie, I sent you a message about you might need headphones, mate, because we can hear the echo now all of a sudden since we started the live stream. Well, I mean, Champions League,
what I would say about the start of the game, by the way, everybody's saying we started the game badly. I don't know if you can remember the game, but in the first 5 minutes, we had about 4 corners. 5 or 6.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good.
We came out of the blocks. Fantastic.
I think what we were alluding to really was the slip up in defence. That was a fairly free header.
Yeah.
And that really got us worried. But that was a shock that we needed, I think. to get us back into the frame of mind where we needed to be in defensively.
Yeah. But I mean, like I said, I think we.
I mean, GS7 could have 2 goals before this.
Yeah, but he played bad, man. He played bad, really bad. He played really bad, and that's one of the things, that you can criticize if you want to in that game. That Eddie, the change is still a bit difficult, Go on, Jamie. Let's see what you sound like.
Hello, this is Clem Fandango. Can you hear me?
There we go. We can hear you good now, mate. We can definitely hear you good. So, right now more than ever. I mean, we still got a lot of games left, to be fair, but Champions League is up for grabs and is for the Toon to take. And I mean, if you look at it, if you really believe Forest is going to stay there, fair play. But then Chelsea, Man City, are they going to really? Can Newcastle finish above them? But I still believe that Forest is going to lose. I think they're going to get into a rough patch and fall out of there. But Mr. Jamie sent me a picture, sent me something here, and wanted me to show the fans. So that's why we had to get the audio right, because you're going to explain to us why Newcastle will, and that's WILL, will be Champions League material at the end of the season. Am I right or am I wrong by saying that?
Well, yeah, I guess I did kind of allude to that. Let's see if I can follow it up a little bit.
There you go. Let's put it up on the board, because I mean that's a really good. That if we get back to Champions League, that is amazing, man. Amazing. So we got it on the board. I think most people can read it. There you go. That's zoomed in pretty well. So I'm assuming you did like the matches that we got left to play. Is that right? Or
Yep.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I went. Am I echoing again?
No, you're okay.
I've went over the last 10 years of qualification for the Champions League. I went 4th, 5th, and 6th. If you want to know what will happen next, look at the back. So these are the positions of every side who's come 4th, 5th, and 6th over the last 10 seasons, and the average points. If you go along a little bit.
Oh, sorry. All the way to the right, yeah?
Yeah.
What we've got there, we've got 5th is pretty much guaranteed Champions League this year, right? Based on last week's results, 5th in the Premier League will get in the Champions League. The average points needed for 5th over the last 10 years is 67.5. The last 5 years, it's gone down to 66. That's because the league's a bit more competitive. Am I definitely not echoing anymore? Because that sounds good to me.
Yeah, you are actually. You got a little like a frog sound. I mean, you're using an iPad.
iPhone. I can't get on the laptop. I can't get a picture. So I'll tell you what. I'll leave and come back in again because I couldn't get my headphones to work.
Okay.
Hold that thought a moment.
Sorry no matter. We're gonna get back to it. We're gonna continue the conversation here about Champions League. What do you guys think about? It's a pretty good looking dream. It's not just a dream, man. It could be a reality, because the way Newcastle are playing right now is unbelievable.
If you remember last season when I did one of my famous spreadsheets, and we all put in the predictions for the top 8 clubs it was at the time, and I said at the time that we should, the way things were going, then despite the season we'd had, we should be finishing 4th, and we probably would have done if it hadn't been for we got beat off Brighton at home, and we got beat off Man U away. 4 points from those games would have given us 4th. So, we seemed to fall apart a bit at the end of the season. We got the draw against Leicester, which, as it happens, was enough, we thought. But the way I always did it was depending on where the teams are in the league, And I think Jamie's going to come onto it by the looks of things, so we'll wait for him to do it. But I see no reason why we can't finish easily in the Champions League. But we need to.
That's it.
We need to pick up points against, the teams around us.
There you go. I think we got Jamie back now. Now we can hear you well, I think, because we know in the background. So, see, you could have done this the whole time, man.
Yeah. Sometimes you have the odd technical setback. Happens to everybody, doesn't it? Let's not make a big deal out of it.
All right, no, but ni wala man. So there's the thing that right there. So basically, you're going back on. Go on, finish your point.
So what I've said is that fifth should get us the Champions League. That's pretty much sorted now, based on England team's performance. As you can see there, over the last 5 years, we've had an average of 66 points as needed. If you go left a little bit, to where I put the fixtures, we've got 41 points at the moment. So I reckon that 8 wins gets us the Champions League spot. If you have a look at those 8 home games, I would defy anyone to say there's not 6 wins in there. Is that over optimistic?
No.
Well, we can take a look at it. Let's take a look at it real quick. I mean, one by one. So we're going to play Fulham at home. We assume that we're going to. We assume.
They're not gimmies, but
I mean, we
play as we can. You would expect to beat Fulham.
But it also depends on what Fulham turns up. Because if you look at Fulham's last results, I mean, they've been so topsy-turvy. I think it was like, you get a draw against Arsenal, Liverpool, then you go and get a draw against Southampton, you go and beat Chelsea, you get a draw against Bournemouth, you get a draw against Ipswich, and then you lose to West Ham, win against Leicester, and you lose against Man U. And, for me, when you look at those umpteen fixtures, it's a case of you just never know what Fulham are going to turn up. You're going to get a Fulham that can compete with the high flyers, as you've seen. They've drew with the top 3 teams there, But then all of a sudden, they go and can't beat the likes of Southampton, who, to me, if I'm honest with you, have probably been the poorest side that I have seen overall in the Premier League for some time. And that's what gets me with this. And as Wynn's just said, I don't think this is a gimme, but I think it's how we approach the game. If we approach the game like we did with the Bournemouth, I think then we're going to make it difficult for ourselves. But there's definitely enough, as Jamie's just alluded to, home points gain there to see us over the line.
Well, but the thing is, I think that's what we can hold on to. That Bournemouth really wasn't an approach. It was just, I don't know what the hell happened there. Because I mean, if that's an approach, everybody needs to get sacked immediately. Mm-hmm. So I think it was just they woke. I don't know what happened. But it's a combination of everything, and I would assume that that's not going to happen anytime soon. But just on paper, we are a better team than Fulham. I don't know if you guys disagree with that, but Fulham are decent this season. But mid-table, really. I mean, that's where Fulham is always. So
that's where Fulham are, mid-table.
Yeah. So we can say we beat Fulham. All right. Let's do that. We get a W against Fulham. Then we got Man City. I'm going like this, but
let's do the home ones first.
Okay, so let's do the home ones at home, and then you got Forest. Now that's it. With Forest, you look at the team and tell them you want to get something done and accomplished. You got to beat the teams that are up there battling with you. So you got to beat Forest. That's what I classify a must-win game because they're up there. It's an immediate competition. You have to knock them down. Can we do it?
I believe we can do it. Yeah. If we can't beat a team that's relying on Chris Woods up top.
Yeah, but that ain't got nothing to do with the window. That ain't got nothing to do with it. Because but they have.
Forest, I'll say it. I think Forest are in a false position.
I can agree with you.
I think they've got a manager right now who's doing a bit of an Eddie Howe. He's getting the very, very best out of all of the players at his disposal. But those players are not as good as our players.
I agree with you on that, but you can't discredit Forrest's work just because Chris Wood is there. Chris Wood is doing something because he's scoring like hell, man.
He absolutely is, and in the same way we've got Murphy performing wonders for us.
Well, there you go. So they can say the same
Chris
thing.
Wood performing for them. On all of the evidence we've seen of Chris Wood, can you see him maintaining that? Well, he's already dropped off, let's be honest, because he was flying at the start of the season. He had something like, 8 goals in the first 12 games or something, and now he's got probably 12 or something in 20. So it's already died.
They took a right hiding on Saturday.
And they took a pace.
And that's it, isn't it? It's how they bounce back now. It's if they have a bounce back like we did. I mean, again, it's against Southampton, but before that, they'd won every game apart from one, which is a draw against Liverpool. So again, outstanding form from Nottingham Forest. But again, when you lose 5-0, and again, and if you look at the highlights, it could have been a few more. It was a strange one because, like us against Bournemouth, Forest never got going whatsoever, and that is just the way Areola set his team up to actually get the press on really early, let them get the mistakes and deal with the mistakes. Once you've got the ball, get the ball forward and progress it well, which they did. And again, they're scoring goals not just from even though Ouattara scored a hat-trick, but they are scoring goals freely across all three top players, up the top. And we said if Ivan Nilsson was playing, Kluivert wouldn't have even been in the side, and yet, he scored 4 in the last 2.
Yeah.
Forest as well, we've beaten them 3 times on their own ground in the last 12 months. So we had that Boxing Day aberration, but since then we've had their number.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can say that, certainly. They're playing good, though, but, I mean, if I had to pick a winner, if I'm a neutral and I had to put my money on somebody, I would put it on Newcastle, certainly. What do you think, Amrit?
So, yeah, I've been looking at this, actually, because it's quite a good bet. So I've been looking at the different odds that we can get online. Liverpool are, according to Opta probability, 100% going to be in Champions League next season, right?
Yeah.
That's give or take. They say Arsenal is going to be 98%, Man City 71%, Chelsea 38%, Nottingham Forest 34%, and us 32%. So we've got a decent chance. According to that,
I'd love to know how to work those odds out.
Yeah, I know.
You've got 400 and odd percent of it.
Bournemouth have shot up to 20% chance of getting into the Champions League. As we were talking, I mean, they're on a purple run. Phenomenal 2 games. Well, definitely against us, we were outplayed, and then they go to they host Nottingham Forest, and my cousin texted me. He was obviously a Nottingham Forest fan, and he was just like, "They've done it to you, they've done it to us." It was like that. So, it's not totally out of the question, is it?
Man,
it's not totally out of the question.
We should be. I mean, I think if the team puts it in front of them, that look, we got to beat this team. We got to do it. We got to take points away from them. We should be able to do it at home. So I mean, I'm going to say a win. I don't know. The majority think win.
Win for me. Think win.
Yeah. I can't see us losing at home.
Let's go game by game. So that's interesting. So next one will be Brentford.
Okay, I need to cut in because the next one in the fixture list is Crystal Palace. That's the same weekend as the League Cup final.
As the League Cup, yeah.
Well, that is the question that Beer Viking had here, by the way. I mean, we're not counting the importance of the Cup. However, we are not doing the right thing because he says, will the Cup final be a distraction again like last time? Obviously, we're not in the final yet, but we're still in the semifinal. If we do get it, when would the final be?
March the 16th
of March.
So that would be between what you mentioned, Brentford, is that right? Or
it'd be after West Ham away and before Brentford at home or Leicester.
Okay, so in between those two or somewhere around there.
Yeah.
That's what we need. We need to have in consideration because I would. I mean, there's no other way to do it for me. You have to put everything and go for the cup. I mean,
Absolutely.
you know what I mean. So, and at the end of the day, it's just how the players perform or respond to playing back to back games and all that stuff. But if we just look at the rivals, at the opponents, Brentford, we should be able to beat them at home. So I'm gonna say a W on that one. Yeah, unless anybody has an objection, we got Man United at home. They are as rubbish as they're in relegation zone.
Oh shit!
Can you believe? Can you believe a season where Tottenham and Man United get relegated? I mean that ain't gonna happen because only 3 get relegated. So Southampton is already one of them. As much as DX is a Southampton fan, I don't care. But he's gonna have to go down. And the only reason Man United and the only thing that Man United and Tottenham got it going for them is that Leicester exists, and who could you say? Well, Bournemouth are doing well actually. Never mind Bournemouth, but Wolves, Ipswich. You know what I mean? But
and they've got Moisey back.
Yeah. So, like I said, Kenny, what cup final? As I said, we're not in the final yet. But if we do make it to the final,
we're in the.
That's going to be an issue. That's what I'm trying to get at, man. All right. So Man United, what do you guys think about Man United?
I think we'll beat them.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything that frightens me, if I'm honest with you, from Man U, especially away from home. They don't look organised whatsoever. And this 3-4-3 system, I said from the outset with Amorim when he tried to bring in a system that was successful for him at Sporting, it's very difficult to adapt a similar type of system in the Premier League because, again, and I keep saying, and this is, my concern has always been the conceding of goals, making mistakes in front of your own goal. When you're only playing with the 3 at the back and these supposed wing backs, they're not bad players, but they're not excellent players. They're great going forward again, do a lot for you. But there's still a lot missing in the Man United midfield, the cutting edge, if you like. And yes, I mean, like I say, I saw the goal the weekend from Martinez. It was a good strike, went in. But again, you would expect a team like Man United to be winning that hands down. But it looked like an absolute struggle against Fulham.
Yeah,
it was a struggle, wasn't it?
It certainly was.
They've got some interesting going-ons in the January transfer window, mind. So it does depend on what happens there as to whether their form picks up. When did we say we were playing Manchester United at home?
Oh, it's a few weeks away yet. It's
right. So
yeah,
I'll tell you what.
Looking at there's loads going on in their transfer rumor center. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there.
Well, they've still got to fit into a system,
money.
mate.
They're having to sell. If they want to buy, they're going to have to sell Garnacho, who for me is one of their better players.
Yeah, I would say so as well.
I'll tell you what. Let's go. I think we should do this chronologically, like it's the way it's supposed to go. So we said Fulham a win. That's out the way. Then we got Arsenal. We got Birmingham coming up next week. Getting back to the league, that shouldn't affect the Man City game. I don't think. I mean, it's miles ahead. So we go to Man City away. So let's do that. Man City away. They are in bad form as well, but we are away. So at the Etihad, no atmosphere. What do you guys feel for? You guys feel like you're up for a good time?
I'm not going to predict a win there, but
no,
it surprised me if we got a draw.
They do concede goals, though. When we look at all these teams that we've got here in front of us, we have, as again we've seen it this season. We've competed with the best. We've beaten the one of the top 6 quite comfortably, and you start looking at it, and if we can keep the lads fit, there shouldn't really be a lot apart from the cup games that should distract anybody in this Newcastle side. I think if they go out there with the mentality that they've got at the moment, I think they can give anybody a run for the money. It's like I said, now all of a sudden, as Wynn likes to say, we are finishing our dinner. Where in the past we've not only struggled in front of goal, we've struggled to score across the park. And the one thing that I've liked this season more than anything else is we have looked a lot stronger as a unit. But the worrying thing for me is the amount of mistakes Shaw's doing at the moment. And again, when you're making silly mistakes repetitively against lesser teams, the big teams will punish you.
Exactly.
And we were guilty of that several times on Saturday. Not to mention Bournemouth, which everybody's doing it all the time. But even on Saturday, the number of misplaced 5-yard passes was just criminal.
Yeah. No, you're right.
I think you go to Man City expecting nothing, and anything you get is a bonus. And if we're planning likely outcomes for the season, I would put that as a
So mighty when you're I'm writing it down as well, but I need you to do it so we can have like a proper Excel sheet.
Well, I'll do one like we did.
Yeah. So, but with these results though. So next one we got is Forest. We said we're gonna win. We're gonna beat Forest. So the verdict is down there. Liverpool away. Yeah, come on, man.
Well,
No. Time out. You're not about to say you're not going to. Hold on, no. You're not going to say that we're going to lose it.
Got the Man United monkey off our back.
Yeah, but listen. You're not going to say that we're not going to win at the Etihad. You're saying we're not going to beat City at the Etihad, but we're going to beat Liverpool at Anfield. Come on, man, wake up.
I am.
Jamie, come on, man. Come on, talk some sense, man.
Logically,
Liverpool. It's another one. You go there expecting nothing. If you get a point, that's tremendous.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lest we forget, it could be a League Cup final dress rehearsal. You don't want to give too much away by, blowing your lot in the league game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the hardest ground to go to and get something, especially given what form they're in.
Look at that. Jamie, you got another one.
Eileen. Hello, Eileen.
Eddie House double.
Hi, Eileen.
Yeah, there you go.
Eileen from the big market.
Go on, sorry, mate.
No, it's all right. Like I say, Liverpool, they're in phenomenal form. They've done what they needed to do in the first half of the season. Will they drop off? Will they become more tired as Champions League games come into play? That's another thing that we can think about around that time. It's Man City and Liverpool again. Going like Jamie says, go in and play your hardest. If you get something out of it, brilliant.
Exactly. So
but, you've got to put it down for me.
You can't do a budget because we're doing a budget right now, basically.
Yeah.
Can't do a budget. It's talking about we're about to
no hypotheticals.
Come on, man. We got to play it safe here.
Yeah.
So this is why did you Jamie not put the Crystal Palace game? Well, I mean, hold on before we go to West Ham.
Because it's League Cup final weekend, and I expect it to be postponed.
All right, yeah, there you go. Yeah.
If Arsenal don't beat us by 3 goals, that game's not there.
So then we're gonna go West Ham away in London, and no atmosphere.
And they are in chaos at the minute.
So I mean,
no bone.
We should. Do you guys want to go draw or win?
Well, they've just got Potter involved, haven't they? So they've got to. They're at this present moment in time. They have got the new manager bounce. Whether that kickstart them going forward, who knows? Because they are missing some players. But again, they've not really enamored me at all this season. And even under Graham Potter, I haven't. I didn't see anything fantastic from them. So again, I have no fear of any of these sides. I think, for me, if we don't get into 5th spot, it's because we've lost it. I don't think anybody will take that away from us if we go out there and perform. So West Ham don't bother me.
So I'd say a win as well now that he already took me off the edge. So
I think I'm going to say a draw for this one. I think it's a little close to the League Cup final.
It's the Monday. Cup final would be the Sunday.
Sunday, yeah.
People, you say
I
players don't
wonder
want to
if
get hurt.
we
Players
may
don't want to
struggle
get
to
hurt.
hit top gear.
Do you think if we make it to because we always people if we make it to the finals if do you think Eddie Howe that West Ham game? Do you think he will put like an alternative lineup?
Yeah, the under-21s in.
not everybody, not everybody, but I mean, you know,
he would definitely rest some players for the cup final.
If somebody gets hurt, man.
Yeah, no, he's definitely going to rest our key players. I think.
Jamie doesn't want it.
He would have to. It depends on where we're at in the league, though, doesn't it?
One thing that that we got to think about. I mean, listen, I think Tonali needs to play every game, including in training, everything, starting lineup. But you know, I mean, playing every game. I mean, it could be like a Bruno where it doesn't bother him. So I mean, I guess I'm just disagreeing with myself. But you know, I don't want him hurt because
you've got a full week between the West Ham game and the Wembley.
All right, well, that's fine. I'm just saying.
And then for Wembley, you've got international break because we don't come back then until the 2nd of April.
Yeah.
So you've got loads of recovery time after Wembley.
So
celebrations, of course, as well, which will take a lot of emotional energy.
Welcome, D-Man in the building. D-Man, how's it going, mate? Actually, I got to add you in here. There we go. Now we're gone. D-Man, how's it going, mate? Oh, good?
What's happening? I'm good. You all right?
Yeah, man. We're doing a little, you know, a futuristic
fortune telling.
Yeah, man. we about to decide what games we're gonna win, we're gonna lose. You know what I mean?
Okay, okay.
So West Ham away. You know, everybody thinks winning. Other than Jamie, he hopes for a draw.
Well, I don't hope for a draw. You know, I'd like to win.
But you're saying we're gonna draw. Okay, you're saying we're gonna draw.
But I think, yeah.
D-Man, what do you think against West Ham, man? You're down in London.
Actually, yeah, I'm going to that game. Actually, West Ham away. I think. You know what? I might agree with Jamie. You know, I think that's a draw. A draw.
Come on, man.
Oh, ye of little fear.
Graham Potter and that, yeah.
Graham Potter. I tell you what, who's doing business? Well, I'm not really doing, but Moyes at Everton, man. He's got the fans right on his back, but on his back. Like, yeah. Fans are not crying anymore. But
2 out of 2 for him, isn't it?
2 out of 2, baby. All right. Well, but the majority says win at West Ham, I would assume. So right? Amrit?
Yeah, I would say win, but it'll be close, depending on who we play.
Okay, because you know it's supposed. I guess if we make it to the final, that's going to be just a week before the Carabao Cup. So, some people say that he's not gonna use an alternative lineup. Some people say that he might. So it's really dependent. Has Eddie ever though? Let's go by what he has done. Has he ever really changed the lineup? Saving players for a more important game.
I don't think he had the option.
No. Against Wimbledon last
What did he do? What did he do in the against Man United? What did he do there? I mean,
he played the same. He played a strong lineup before Man United.
Did he? That way, we can definitely look that up actually, and see what game was before. And also how many days? I mean, not everything, just translates. But
I think he does. He might. Well, depending. Listen, long shot. But if Wilson's fit, Wilson starts against West Ham because he loves to play against West Ham as well. You know, maybe a game for Joe Willock as well. So he could make 1 or 2 changes, depending who's fit. But yeah, I think he might make 1 or 2.
Before the last final, if you remember, we played Liverpool.
Ooh.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, Nick Pope got sent off.
Pope got sent off, so he missed the final.
Wait. Before the final. So like in the semis.
No.
In the Premier League.
In the league game before the Wembley final.
Yeah.
That was when Pope got sent off.
I remember that. How that like translates to the final, it makes zero sense to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it just has.
You were asking if he played a weakened side in the game before the final, and the answer is no, he didn't.
Well, it was Liverpool as well. So I mean, I mean, yeah, you got a point there. So
I mean, the whole point, if you remember, we didn't have the players to rotate then anyway.
When you look at that Man United, that final, we had such a poor side.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Richie was playing, wasn't he?
Richie did play, I think, the final.
Did he?
I did question the subs, though. I did question the subs. I didn't like the subs on that game, but
it was a shocking side when you actually look back at it now.
I've got the team here, Chris. If you want me to share it.
It was my usual back four with Longstaff,
Joelinton, Anderson,
and Bruno, and then Miggy, Wilson, St.
Maximin.
Yeah, St. Maximin started out with that.
So Isak on the bench.
Isak was on the bench. Yeah. Well, to be fair,
no, Isak was injured.
Yeah,
no, that's a lie.
No, he came on. Isak came on.
Yeah,
he came on.
Isak came on. He just come back from injury, hadn't he?
Yeah. He came on the second half. Just the changes, he switched everything. Like, it made no sense. Anyway,
he changed quite a bit there, Chris, because he had Anderson on against Liverpool. He had Isak on against Liverpool as well.
So if he was hurt, why did he get hurt with Liverpool? Because
he got subbed against Liverpool.
Yeah. So maybe he came off with something.
He did come off. That's for sure.
All right.
So did Joe, and so did Almiron and Anderson and Trippier. So
yeah. All right. Well, let's keep moving then. So we might cancel the Crystal Palace game. That's sorry. That's a divine intervention, because I was gonna roast D-Man because D-Man's a Crystal Palace fan.
Huh?
And because D-Man's a Crystal Palace fan, so he's gonna suffer that Newcastle Crystal Palace game.
Behave.
No, but it might be canceled because of the potential final that we might be in, possibly.
We will be in the final.
And then we got so we'll have to see about that. But either way, it's going to be Newcastle Crystal Palace. So I mean, what would we?
Well,
we should be.
We'll beat Palace. We'll beat Palace.
Yeah. Come on, man.
I mean, if we take
Yeah. So, and then you got Brentford as well at home.
But by the way, if the Crystal Palace game, as we expect, will be postponed, what it will mean is those home games that we're going to be needing to win, we'll probably know exactly what we need to do by the last sort of half dozen games of the season, and it will be one of those games that we're obviously expecting to win.
Right, yeah. So it will
because
go
by then we'll have the other games behind us, and we'll know how we've fared at the likes of Liverpool and Man City.
Yeah. All right. Well, Brentford. We also said that we're going to beat them at home. So we said that.
Yeah.
Let's move on then.
Travelers.
Now we're going away to Leicester. I mean, that should be
3 points. Yeah.
Easy.
I want to say any away point is a good point in the Prem, but if it looks as though it's going to be critical, we've got to.
Are you taking a point at Leicester after you were beating Liverpool 5 minutes ago?
No, I'm not.
Exactly.
It
makes no sense, man.
Whoa. Did someone say we're going to beat Liverpool at Anfield?
Yeah, they might win.
Oh, you're insane, bro. You are insane. There's no way.
You've done it in the past.
We've never won there. When last time we won there?
The 80s, man. The 80s.
When was the last time? When was the last time we won at Old Trafford?
Yeah, but they're rubbish.
Yeah, they're absolutely rubbish. Liverpool are not, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Liverpool are not. We're gonna get to your comments in a minute, so just bear in mind. Bear with us. Sorry, and who are we? Leicester. Yeah, I mean Leicester should be a win. And
I disagree with Derek. I think we beat Leicester.
All right, there we go. And then you got Man United. So that's Man United at home. We said we were going to beat them as well earlier on. So that's no big deal, is it?
No,
we'll beat them.
We'll beat them all right. And then you got Aston Villa away.
Tough game.
That could be a tough game, but it depends on how they're doing in Europe, obviously.
We beat them as well.
Yeah.
Last year we beat them away.
Yeah.
But I have no...
but, I mean, the fact that we're saying we're winning a lot of these games, we can probably say just take the L just for the sake of...
Yeah.
Just another thought at this Villa game. The following weekend's the FA Cup semi-finals. And if either of us are in the FA Cup semis, you tend to shit the bed a bit in the league game before it and not really concentrate.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, you got a point. Yeah, you got a point.
It's that drop off, isn't it? Nobody wants to get injured either. That's the thing, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think then?
I'd gone for a draw with that one. I think it's going to be one of them time results type of thing. It's going to be nobody's really going to get committed. So I'd put down a draw for that one.
All right.
Yes.
Dimas is draw. I think draw,
except for the fact that Villa by then might have some catching up to do. They might know at that stage that they've got to win their home games and therefore come at us, and we are always better when teams attack us.
True.
Don't set up a low block. It's a low block that we have trouble penetrating.
You got a lot of
They would also be
anything.
Exhausted by then, Villa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they'll hopefully still be heavily involved in Europe.
Yeah. But I'm gonna say a draw. So I think the majority is saying draw anyway. Amrit, what do you think?
Yeah, it's a reasonable. It's going to be difficult to predict it now, but a draw seems reasonable given the current things that we just mentioned around it. So yeah.
And then you got Ipswich at home. I mean, that's gonna be
our goal difference.
Hunting at the zoo, man. We're gonna be hunting at the zoo, man. Come on,
but
man.
knowing Newcastle, that could be the bloody
that'll be postponed if we make the semi-finals.
Oh, that too?
Oh, right, okay.
Oh yeah,
FA Cup semi-final weekend.
Yeah. What? Oh, okay.
Yeah. We'll be playing Ipswich.
That ain't right, man. That ain't right, man. Okay, so we got Brighton next.
We owe them.
Brighton.
We owe them.
Yeah, you can owe them, but
they seem to have lost their luster at the minute. Brighton, lost his golden one. Getting beat off Everton there on Saturday. That was
right.
There was a right scuffle afterwards with Minto, wasn't there?
There was a lot of hype with Everton, to be honest. But Brighton, but they're mid-table just like Fulham, man.
Yep.
Fulham's going to be tough.
But I think they're a better team than Fulham. They've got a lot of very good players.
Fulham's going to be difficult.
Well, the majority say we're going to beat them.
I think
I'm not saying they're going to be easy, but are you saying we haven't got enough to beat them?
Who, Fulham?
Fulham.
We've got enough, but the way we've been playing, I'm not convinced it's going to be that plain sailing. Wouldn't be surprised with a draw.
Yeah.
Amrit was saying that kind of up and down.
Yeah.
Well, no, I said you just don't know what Fulham's going to turn up. If you look at, like I said, their past results, the past results have been so topsy-turvy. They can't beat Southampton, and yet then they go and beat Chelsea. And you're like, well, what side's turning up for these games?
Yeah.
Are they one of them teams that think they've won it before they've kicked a ball? Because that happens against lesser teams. And like I say, you can't give anybody any room to get one over you. And like I said, you look at Southampton, we started off really well, but when Southampton scored, we went through a 10 to 15 minute real dodgy spell where, again, if you're going up against better teams, they could go and capitalise on those mini spells where you're not at your best.
Well, in the Brighton game then, what do you guys think? Away?
I've got us down for a draw for that one.
Draw for me as well.
I think a draw would be enough.
Yeah,
draw.
We don't have a good record against Brighton.
No.
Not at their place, no.
All right, then we got Chelsea at home. Chelsea playing. I mean, that's our rivals right there.
We beat them.
Chelsea to me is the hardest game we've got.
Yeah.
I'm including Arsenal away.
No, wait, no. Don't we beat Chelsea?
No, I'd be happy with 3 points with with any of those 3 games. I'd have been happy with just the 3 points. I know it sounds really lackluster, but Brighton, Chelsea, and Arsenal, I think them 3 weeks, I think will shape our season where we finish.
Well, you're getting right into the nitty gritty end there.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you're gonna have to start. You're gonna have to start beating. If you're a clinical team, you're gonna have to start getting the job done, no matter what. If you're really about it, you're gonna have to.
If we can stay injury
by
free,
then as well, of course, are going to be heavily involved in the latter end of Europe.
Yeah, but they've got 2 sides, haven't they?
Yeah,
more or
that's
less.
it.
Some in Europe. They haven't even put Palmer in the European team. So they're able to rest so many players during these European matches, and that's what I said. We're looking at a very small squad here that is going to go back to back to back games, and we've all said it. There's nobody on that bench at this present moment in time that can come in and change the game. So, does Eddie keep the faith in what he's got? The first starting 11. There's still a long way to go, guys.
There is. You got to remember they came to our ground not so long ago and looked. I know it was a cup game, but they looked pretty poor, didn't they? Playing their second string team. Depends on who they're going to play in and around Europe. But out of the 3 games there, Brighton, Chelsea, and Arsenal, we've got the home tie, which is the one that I'm hoping that we'll get a win. If we get a point at both Brighton and Arsenal, that'd be good results in my book.
Yep.
There's a lot of variables as you get into these last few games, isn't there?
Right, yeah.
Is someone involved in cup competition? That's the main focus. Will some of the teams have nothing to play for? Will they know what the league position is by the time we get to those games?
If Arsenal's still going by the league,
only need a point?
We ain't winning that game. We ain't getting nothing out of it. If Arsenal's still going for that league, we're not getting nothing out of that game.
So,
well, if you remember when we played Brighton last year, though, remember Brighton were one of those mid-table, not really interested in, wasn't involved in anything. And that's what made it really difficult for us, because obviously we were still involved in trying to get and compete for that top 5, top 6 position. Brighton had nothing to play for, and they were relaxed.
Yeah.
And we come really unstuck at Brighton.
So, what do you guys think about Chelsea then, Mighty Win? What's your prediction?
I think it might be a draw.
All right, Gary.
I'd got us down for a loss.
Amrit.
Chelsea.
Yep.
Oh, well, you guys are going very negative there, but at home, I'm gonna say I'm hoping we're gonna win that one.
Well, we all hope that, man.
Yeah, I think we're going to win that one. We've got a bigger chance of winning it at home than we'll have the travelling down south.
Okay. Jamie?
I'm going to say a draw. Since we started doing this, we've got 100% home record. And I think we have to give something up, and this is the one to do it.
Okay, and D-Man?
I think we win that one 2-1.
So we got 2 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss. So it's up to me, isn't it?
Who's the loss?
Me.
Gary.
Interesting.
I'm gonna go with the Jamie rule, man. It looked like we about to go undefeated, and I don't think so. Well, I mean, a draw is still undefeated, I guess you can say, but winning every home game, I think I'll go for a draw. So a draw there by voting, and then we got Arsenal away. I think we need to just give it up, man.
Well, I'm just,
We're not winning it twice in the season. Twice in the season at the Emirates? No way.
Way aye, why not?
That would be good.
Voodoo on them, man. The shit scared of Isaac.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. If you want to play it humble.
I'll take a draw all day.
Well, yeah, that's
as as it stands now. We're with the forecast so far, we're in the Champions League. That'll do it for me.
So where's everybody else go for
again, by the time this comes, we could be in.
Say we lose. Territory. Okay, say we lose, and then even if we lose the next 2, we're still Champions League, right?
Yeah. Jamie got us down for 66 points. Is that right, Jamie?
Yeah, that's historically what would get you fifth place. Fifth place will get you Champions League.
Well, I've just had a look at what Opta have got us down for, and they've got us at 65.34. I mean, obviously 65. So you're very close, mate.
Yeah,
and
so
that's their prediction. In fifth, we are currently, according to their the finishing positions as we speak. Fourth is 19%. Fifth is 20%. Dropping down to sixth is 18%. And as you go down then from seventh, it goes less and less percentage. So even Opta on our current form have got us banging around fourth, fifth, or sixth. Is where they've got us, and it's all within 1 or 2%.
So what? Just to finish, Everton. I mean, Everton is what? Which one is that? Is that home or is that away?
Yeah,
it's at home. We should be able to beat Everton.
Everton is a must-win game, and we'll know by then because it's the last game of the season. Everybody kicks off at the same time. And I know historically we don't do very well.
Oh, Everton's the last game.
Yeah, at home.
We win that.
That's gradually getting pushed into the dim and distant past.
No doubt.
We'll win that one.
We'll win that one.
And you've also got to
beat. If we have to beat Everton the last game of the season at home, we'll do.
We'll definitely.
You see, what worries me is where we fit Crystal Palace in if we get into the final, because obviously that's going to be a run of games.
I think that's.
So it's going to be Saturday, Monday, Saturday. Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday type of thing.
And there could be even more of those.
More of those, exactly. So I think it's going to get quite tight as it goes towards the tail end of the season, from March onwards.
Well, I think this is very feasible. We really got a good run of games here. We're going to play against all.
We're going to get these 4 games out the way, and then we're into relatively easy territory, I believe.
Well,
what happens against Liverpool and Man City? Because if we can get something from those games, it makes the rest of the task considerably easier. If we get nothing, as predicted,
that was kind of what I was thinking. Don't get too despondent. If we come out of that Liverpool, Forest City, 3 tough games with like 1 point.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of points on the table to get us to 66.
Yeah.
So no, but on these, we should add how many points we got predicted right now, or is it the same thing that you did? Did you predict the same?
I didn't. No, I didn't do
any
this.
predictions. Did he? He just said.
Oh, you just kind of like basically, yeah. So, but if we add all these points, obviously we qualify for Champions League. But to be on the safe side, how many of these can we be wrong? To still qualify for Champions League.
Well, let's have them up again.
How many points did we get on what we've just done on our prediction?
So we got Fulham 3 points. We got Forest 3 points. We got West Ham. We got Brentford. We got Crystal Palace. We got Leicester. We got Man United. We got Ipswich, and we got Everton. And then you got 1 point for Brighton and 1 point for Chelsea.
Well, those 9 wins that you've got there alone are 27 points.
So how many losses in that? Sorry, but in those, how many losses?
2, 3.
Okay.
What are the 3 losses?
But then you got, so you got 27 points plus 3 draws, So that's 30 points that we're predicting we're going to get. 30 points.
Yeah, which is 70 points.
So that's 71.
71, yeah, sorry.
I think
so. We're going to afford to mess up 2 of those games that we predicted,
exactly,
and we should still get Champions League.
If we lose two of our wins, 2 of the predicted wins, we can still get it.
2 of our wins, we can shit the bed, as we tend to do time to time against Bournemouth, against Brentford. We can do that 2 more times. If we stick the rest of the schedule, Champions League.
And I mean, to be fair, I know D-Man's, a bit skeptical about, us winning all these games. But, I mean, you got a Fulham win. It can happen. A Forest win.
Yeah.
You got a West Ham win away. You got a Crystal Palace win at home. Brentford win. Leicester, Man United, Ipswich, and Everton.
Okay. It's the Fulham one that worries me the most.
You think so?
Yeah. We haven't been playing well. The last 3 games we haven't been playing that well.
What?
Wolves, we won through.
Wolves
took their chances. We know what happened to Bournemouth. And listen, Southampton was just Southampton, but we weren't great. So it's like we need to start getting back on the saddle in terms of performances.
In all of those 3 games, our passing in midfield.
Yeah, we didn't play good. So he's right.
Poor.
So he's right.
Tonali was the best in all those games, but
the last 3 games, of course. So in terms of what D-Man's saying there, he's right. You know, we're not at the top of our game. But
I think we were still better than Fulham were against Man United the other day.
Like to go into.
So according to and I've just gone into a lot of the predictions from other people, and I've searched 6,810,000. Everybody predicts us to finish 5th of those 6 million predictions, if you like. So again, what they're looking at is how well the lads or the teams around us are doing in Europe, and obviously there's still a couple involved in cup competitions as we are. So
but then
what
we
they're
have
saying,
to we have to rely on obviously it probably won't happen, but either Spurs or Man United not to win the Europa League.
Yeah.
What happens if they do? Yeah.
Yeah, we get knocked out. They get Champions League. We don't.
They get Champions League.
Get Champions League.
It goes back to where we were before when you get in 5th, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what happened last time.
We'll see Man United can this again.
Yeah, we could get stuffed again.
Yeah. All right, let's go with some comments here and see what people are saying. Steven says we will win them all. Well, I don't know about that. Kenny says should win the next 5 home games. Feasible, I think. Beer Riken, will the cup final be a distraction again like last time? Sophie, I don't think it will. It feels different from last final. Players seem more relaxed about it all instead of hype for one game.
Just on that one, that's a good point. I think the key in that one is Tonali, because he's got the experience. He knows about playing in big games. He will calm everybody. Yeah, he's more of a leader now. So
he's certainly doing that. He's certainly doing that in every game now. He talked to Dan Byrne. He's like, stay your ass back, man. Stop running forward. He tells everybody. He tells everybody. He's always doing that. Yeah. He's always doing off the ball, obviously. I think Bruno. You can have Bruno's got an experience losing a final. And a lot of everybody for the most part has that one experience. Eddie Howe as well.
Can I ask you guys while we're all together, because obviously we've all got footy heads, do you think the rise of Tonali has affected J7's game?
No, I don't think so.
No?
In what way?
I mean, in what way?
If you think, we used to look at, and I've said this myself, J7 was the general. He was the one who was going to get involved in a lot of the tackles, win the ball back, play simple, and then, we go again. And since Tonali's gone into the middle of the park, for me, having watched many games again backwards to see exactly what's going on, J7 has been quite redundant. And, when you're not involved in a game anymore, sometimes you can get lost a little bit. And we see that a lot of the time with Longstaff, don't we? When Longstaff does his running, he gets a little bit lost, not really involved. We've seen it with Willock. We've seen it with a number of players. Asula to a degree when he's come on. And is that the reason? Is Tonali's will and want to get the ball? Because it doesn't matter. I mean, that lad's got an engine. And he covers, every part of that ground. Is he swamping J7?
I think I'm not about swamping him, but I think the way Tonali plays, we all talked about Tonali's quick play. He passes the ball very quick, whatever, and expects it back quick. Joe Linton doesn't. He seems to struggle with that a little bit. Especially on the weekend, he couldn't play a 1-2 pass. Exactly. There were so many players looking for the 1-2, and he was just slowing it down and trying to play another pass. And Tonali's making it really quick, and I don't think it suits Joe Linton's style of play as much, and he hasn't been performing that well of late. So maybe there is some sign of truth to it. I don't know, but he has to learn, because Tonali's not going anywhere.
Exactly. Well, we know J7 isn't the most gifted technically. He does a job for us in the middle of the park, and for me, he's been outstanding in games. I know that. He just seems as if he's drifted off the pace a little bit recently, since the rise of Tonali And even you look at the likes of Bruno. When in the past have we ever thought that Bruno would be subbed?
He did
and
not
going
like
off,
that.
he didn't like it at all.
He didn't like it this time around. No, he didn't.
He didn't acknowledge the fans.
But
that's great though for me because it proves that all these guys are going to get replaced if they're not,
You're right in that sense, but also players can say, "Well, I'm not the worst midfielder on the pitch, so why are you taking me off?" Because Joe Linton should have been subbed off.
Well, you said that, Chris.
We've had it for years.
Why is J7 still on the park?
How many times was Longstaff kept on the park when he was the most?
But he was,
maybe that could. I mean, obviously, he wasn't happy, Bruno, but we're assuming why he wasn't. I'm assuming that he didn't think that he should be subbed off or the first one to come off.
But he was ill, wasn't he?
Yeah, he just got over illness.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's what Eddie said afterwards. I don't necessarily agree with the Joe Linton sentiments. I think Joe Linton is not a technical guy, so him with the ball is not. I think he's an enforcer. He's tackling, he's fighting. When I was in the stadium against Bournemouth, it's just he fights for every ball. Every ball is in the air. He just runs, and the fans get behind it. So it's a different game. I thought even though I didn't agree, I think you can probably say that about Bruno. That Bruno likes to have the ball, so maybe he did clash a little bit. But my remedy was just let them play together. They'll figure it out. You know what I mean? They'll figure how not to, step on each other's toes. But I don't necessarily see that. I don't know if the rest. What do you guys think? Win, Jamie?
I think when you've got two such technically brilliant players as Bruno and Tonali, I wonder if it stands out a little bit more that Joe Linton, isn't it, that standard technically?
That could be too as well, yeah.
There was one moment on Saturday where he gave it away, he underhit a pass. And anyone who was in Southampton, it was right on the edge of our box. I don't know if you guys know the one I'm talking about. Anyone who was in Southampton, that's in the onion bag,
Yeah.
I feel he seems to be holding on to it a little bit too long sometimes, trying to do silly things like running past 2 and 3 players and having to foul them when he gets away.
Is that the reasons why he's getting more yellow cards now? Because he's getting frustrated?
Yeah.
Sorry for butting in, mate.
No,
but that's exactly it. A little bit of a lull lately. And maybe it's just, him struggling to get in these games. He was brilliant in the Arsenal away game in the semi-final.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really brilliant there.
Here's wins. He's showing us the heat map between Sunday.
I've got the 2 heat maps for Tonali and J7. But I can't get them. Can you?
Well, they're in the show, man.
Right, where are we then? So I can see them. So you can see that Tonali is occupying that space to a large degree on the left-hand side. My cursor's not shown on the screen. But if you look at so he is taking up that space.
Look right in the middle where the center circle is.
So
they're both sharing.
Is kind of holding back a bit, and Tonali is going up on the right-hand side. But they're both occupying the left-hand space. One either side, Tonali either side of the halfway lane, and J7 just on the attacking side where you'd expect him to be. But there's obviously a lot of overlap there. So in terms of what Gary's saying about Tonali taking J7's natural environment, as it were, he's got a kind of a.
Is this for Southampton? Because Kyle Walker-Peters kind of doing overlaps up that side. And I don't know what they had on the left. So
when you saw it afterwards,
gravitate towards that just for the opposition.
When you saw the passing lanes, you did see J7 next to Tonali in the passing line, and it was Bruno that was allowed to go and sit in the 10 slot more or less.
So I pulled up the season for both, and I mean, it's Tonali is just all over the place, and he's played less games than Joe Linton, less by a long shot. All backed up by Mighty Win and his staff. And so Joelinton basically on the left, and Tonali. I just don't see. I don't think they correlate, man. I just don't. I don't. I think Joelinton is just a bodybuilder, man. He's there to.
Yeah, but that's for the full season. So there's a lot of J7 stuff there where Tonali wasn't playing.
Yeah.
It shouldn't matter for a heat nap, though, should it? It should be like where you spend the most time for when you're on the pitch.
And I mean, I personally don't think J7 is playing bad. I think he played bad against.
No, I mean, he could have had a hat trick.
No, yes, yeah, that's irrelevant. No. But he just played bad, and I think when you play bad like that, you need to sub him off. It's just I don't know. And the same thing with Gordon. But then that's why Eddie Howe's changes are still not convincing a lot of fans. There'll be fans that just say let him do what he wants because he'll figure it out. He's the best at everything. But there are other fans that think and say, look, man, Gordon is. Why'd you put him in the middle for what? Why is he?
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
You know what? You've got to think we're pretty much at full health.
Yeah.
We haven't had injuries, and part of that's got to be you come off for 20 minutes here, you come off for half an hour midweek.
That as well. Yeah.
And
play Osula. I would have liked to see Osula play.
Yeah, but so the change of that's one thing. Exactly, D-man. The change is one thing. All right, perfect. You want to give Bruno minutes. He's ill. Perfectly fine. But then you move Gordon to the middle. He's not playing well, so all of a sudden he's gonna score goals in the middle, and then that's just a bunch of stuff everywhere. It doesn't. I don't get it. I personally don't get it. But things are working out, and we shall see. But
things are working out indeed.
We will see if those changes
do. We're getting ahead against Fulham. And being able to withdraw some of these guys to keep them fresh for the semi-final.
Right. Well, maybe so. The semi-final next week, man. Semi-final. Somebody got mad at me for saying semi-final. I'm American, bro. What do you want me to say? I'm fucking American. Semi-final should be. That's a game right there, man. That's a game.
It's not over. It's not over,
man. Mighty Wayne thinks it's over. No, Mighty Wayne acts like an entitled Arsenal or Man U fan. It doesn't represent us, though.
Quite the contrary.
It doesn't represent us, though. But, I mean, you can't ever say it's done because look at Bournemouth.
I get annoyed at people who do.
Look at Bournemouth. They score 3 easy. Easy, man.
If Arsenal score first.
And by the way, easy all season, when they score on us, it's like by themselves. Look at Berneric by himself, just bang. I mean, and just all season like that. Why though? I mean, it's shocking, man.
I think it's for us. It's us to lose. I understand that, but all the pressure's on us. I think that's what people forget to think. Because
all the pressure's on us.
Pressure's for tires.
Well, from Newcastle fans.
Yeah, but not on us. I'm not about the Newcastle team. Because if you think about it, depending on how you actually go at this game, if we sit on this 5-4-1 formation, and we all know what Arsenal can do at set pieces, and they do get a goal in the first 10, 15 minutes, it can change the outlook of the game massively.
No, I agree with you in that sense. Now, if you look at it from the Arsenal perspective, they already know they're going to lose. Arsenal fans know they're going to lose, probably, most of them. However, even if they still lose, these players are going to have to go back to Heathrow, the rubbish airport that takes 20,000 hours to just get around. I'm never going to Heathrow ever again. And then land it, then go to, it's man, Arsenal. Look at Tottenham fans right now. Tottenham fans' blood pressure they're all knackered, man. Imagine the Arsenal fans. They're going to want Arteta out. They already want, some of them want Arteta out. So, from that perspective as well, you can say Arsenal players got pressure as well,
Do they rotate? Because they got Man City at the weekend before. They've got, I think, is it?
I don't think they got a choice. I don't think they got a choice because they got to beat Man City. They got to take points. Well, not really.
No, but they've got a rest at the weekend because they're out of the FA Cup, haven't they?
FA Cup, yeah.
Yeah, they've got a rest. So they probably go strong then. Yeah, both games.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, Arsenal are going to come out in that game and they're going to come out searching for a goal.
Yeah.
Win alluded to before, when people are attacking us, we play better. So we might nick a goal there at the start of the game.
That's true as
and
well.
If that's the case, then we can start thinking about Wembley. But it's a job to be done, definitely.
Yeah, certainly. All right. Well, we already said we're going to finish Champions League, so we are.
Done
and
deal.
that's easy enough.
Yeah,
it's a done deal. It's easy enough, isn't it? But good on Jamie for bringing that topic, man. That's a good topic to bring
it's
up.
a great topic.
You see, Jamie, you are smart when you want to be, man. There you go, man.
On occasion.
And he is damn 12 feet tall too. I didn't know that. Jamie, man, what the hell, man? Is it you and the twins?
Standing next to Dan Burn, man.
Land of the Giants, wasn't it?
Exactly, man. What the hell? But we had a good time, man. We definitely. You asked me for my address. I don't know. I gave you my address, man, but I'm not too sure. I just to be safe, I gave you a second address. I gave you a second address.
I know a couple of people at MI5. I thought I'd be a little prank on you.
Be careful, man. I gave you my second address, so if it blows up, it's not the main crib. But anyways, I mean, it's been great, lovely. Tomorrow, I don't know what we got. I'm sure we're gonna have something.
By the way, there's a few comments there.
There is a few comments. Go on. Get them.
Where was the one that I saw that I starred myself actually? Rugby analyst.
A lot of Cenk as well. Cenk in the chat.
Where's rugby analyst?
All right, man. For you to find it, we'll just go through all of them real quick. We'll see. Kenny, didn't Forest thrash us at home last season?
Yep.
Well, they did, but
that was another Bournemouth debacle.
That was another bad performance.
It was in the middle of a run of bad performances. Actually, if you remember, it was Luton away, Luton at home.
Exactly.
It was just.
We beat them 3 times since then.
Yeah.
They kept catching out Burn at left back, didn't they? Lewis Hall will not let them do that.
Sophie says, I don't think you will. It feels different from. Oh yeah, this was about players being hyped, etc. So we read that one. Tony, Man City are not in bad form in the league. No losses in 6. Yeah, but it's not convincing though, man. For what they have established is.
If they beat Arsenal at the weekend, then I think they're going to be back.
They're going to be back, yeah.
Certainly.
Tendency to click into gear around this point in the season.
Yeah. Mr. Cenk says, only players I can get from Man United, Matt Delete to pair him with Botman. I think they are on the same age, 24. Yep. David T, I hope all the rumors on Calvert-Lewin are clickbait rubbish.
Yeah, he's got another injury,
he has another hamstring injury.
Mitchell won't stand for that. Mitchell's
the other issue, when we go down in the second half, Eddie goes 4-4-2, and it hasn't worked once this season. Well, rugby analyst, for your information, we've went down 13 times this season. We've went behind 13 times. We've won 4, drawn 3, and only lost 6 of those 13 times. So we've taken 15 points from a deficit, which is the second best in the league. Man City have taken 17 from going behind. We've taken 15, Liverpool 14, and Villa 13. So we don't have a problem going down.
And by the way, I'm not believing this 4-4-2 thing. I think we stay the same. Even when we're losing, when we're winning, or whatever. I mean, we've done it once, I think, against not even 4-4-2. Who was it that I was there, I think. Wolves, no, wasn't it? That we put a lot of midfielders? No, that was before that, I think. We subbed in Longstaff and Willock and took off the center forwards.
Oh, I thought you were on about Arsenal in the cup.
Oh, that might have been, there we go. So, exactly. So, and that wasn't no 4-4-2. That was like 4-10-0 up front. All the midfielders and yeah. So, I don't think we change formations ever, man. I don't think so. But Cenk says if we sign a right center back and a right winger, can change the whole picture the Premier League. Hopefully, without losing any players, we can do next season. There we go. All right. Well, those are the comments. I appreciate everybody's coming on and, of course, watching us. Hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And unless Jamie has sent a bomb at my house, I should be back tomorrow at any time. And so stay tuned. And yeah, so we'll be back. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Demon. Thank you, 90s Mags. By the way, Demon, you had a show today, didn't you?
Yeah, just come off that. Yeah, so check it out. Myself,
Check it out.
Jefferson AC, back again. Yeah, check it out, man. Check it out.
90s Mags on YouTube. Good channel. Check them out. I'm Raid, of course, our sideline reporter. Got Gary, Mighty Win, who tomorrow, Mighty Win, is going to the Thai girls, man. He's going to be off all day tomorrow because he's got a... It's been a while. It's been a while. Hey, told you, man. He doesn't give up on that. I told him, give up on your sex life, man. It's over.
What time are you going to be outside the Strawberry on Saturday?
After the game.
I might be before the game. We haven't decided that yet.
Well, we're going to talk about that in a minute. But yeah. No, after full time, Jamie, go over there, have your say.
Yeah, please.
Support the channel. And Mighty Win is gonna do it, but his takes are, man, they're not good. Do you mind when the next time you going to the game?
To be honest, I think it's a batch of away games now. I'm going to Liverpool. I'm going to.
Damn, man.
I've got Brighton and West Ham. Yeah, I'll go to those games.
Some contacts, man. I need your contacts, man.
Yeah. But I'm not sure when I'm going to be up in Newcastle. I'm going to try one of the ballots, but I'm not sure.
Well, when you go meet Amri outside the Strawberry, and have your say over there, man. But appreciate your support. Thank you so much. We will see you on the next one. Bye bye.
Oh, yeah,